Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, traders from around the world. Alan from Wall Street to Easy Street. Today is Monday, March 30th, 2015, and you're looking at today's trading that took place. Being a Monday, they're not usually a really good day to trade to start with, and today was no different. It's pretty much been stuck in a range all day. One thing I want to point out before we get started is you always want to look at the overall pressure, and you can see leading into our day's trading, I'd marked this trend line early in the day, and you can see how it held up most of the day. So that tells us we have some pretty good selling pressure going on. So now we'll stretch the chart out. We'll go over a few trades. All right, the first trade setup we had here was a range break to the long side, and I like these this time of day because you can see here leading up to the US Open we had some equal tops here, so we know we got some resistance here across the top. The bottom doesn't matter so much right now because we're looking for a long side break, but still somewhat equal across the bottom. Close is good enough like that. Shortly after the market opened, the US traders started running the market up, so this was a good range break long. Stop should have been right underneath this candle here, and the market traded right back up to that trend line again, then pulled back down, made another higher low, so we have a higher low, another higher low, but then we had at this trend line we had a lower high. So that tells us we need to start being concerned about the market pulling back at that point. So we want to start looking for a short setup. We did get, shortly after, we had this block break short right here, worked out real good. You can see we had the block marked here, and took this trade to the short side, worked out real well. Your stop should have been right above the block, so a nice tight little stop on this one. That was a really good trade setup there. Again, we came right back down to this support area where the market turned, headed back up. There was a second entry long right here. I didn't take that one, so I didn't mark it or anything. And but there was a second entry long right here for some of you traders that look for those. We had a two-leg pullback, of course, back up to our trend line again, right back to the trend line. And there's a second break short here that I got into. Market came back down. The guys in the chat room, we trade FPass, so looking for an FPass setup at that point. Just like before, where we had this trend line bounce from the trend line, we're looking for the same thing here. So we have another block break right here to the short side. Worked out. Your stop should be above the block right here. You got to give these trades time to work. So this trade here, if you happen to take it, it did work out real well. Took a couple pips on that one. The market again traded all the way down here to the make a back to the low. We had three equal touches across the low of the day right here, and that set up our range break long. I decided to skip this one. Just didn't like the order flow at the moment. As it turns out, the break to the long side actually did quite well. So really, we probably should have taken this one, but I skipped it. We had someone in the chat room talking about this, being a first break. It's really not so much a first break. Short in here, it's kind of real sloppy price action. You got all these bars here bouncing back and forth, inside bars. So, but when the market pulled down and came back up here, you can see this is a much better first break setup here. You got on your first break, you want to see higher lows. So we have a low here, higher low, a higher low, a higher low. It's equal low there, equal low here. So the first break, short entry, would be right here about where the bottom of this circle is. And that was a nice one coming back down to the resistance area here. You never want to hold these trades into resistance. So since we bounced here and then we bounced again here, if you happen to get into this first break short, you don't want to hold this all the way back down to this area, because it bounced here before, it bounced here again, it's probably going to bounce again. So the high probability would be exit before getting there. So you would want to exit just probably one tick above this area here. So this should have been your exit here. So should have gave you 5 or 6 pips on that one for a nice little trade. Moving along out of this range break long. Again, if anyone took it, it did work out real good. Like I said, I skipped it. We ended up having a new higher low. The market then, the U.S. market opened. I should probably put a mark somewhere on the map for that. Let's try that again. Bear with me here a minute. This was the open of the U.S. equities market. You got new traders coming in. So as the new traders came in, you can see they drove the market up and finally broke above this area that we had of past resistance. Scroll backwards here. You can see our past resistance that we had right here. And you can see as the market came up, we had this little double top at the bottom, at the top up here. Then we formed a lower high, lower low. We had an equal high here and then an equal low. And at this point, we're looking at a possible trap for the bulls, which the trap did, of course, spring, and the bulls ended up having to cover. And you can see right here, everyone that went long above this area of resistance all had to cover their trades as the market started pulling back down. And that's why you get this big long area of black candles. That's the bulls having to close their positions. So nice little bull trap right there where they got trapped. Of course, then we're still looking for a short side setup, and we had a block break here. I actually took this one here. I had this one short, but I closed it out for just 1 tick profit because we started coming into the news, and I don't hold a trade into the news. So I took my 1 tick and got out. And you can't trade in hindsight because, as the news broke, the market did drive down again. But you can't predict which way the market's going to go when the news releases come out. So it's best to be flat. So I took the 1 tick profit, got out, and then prepared for a news setup. I don't recommend trading the news for new guys. Trading the news is very volatile, and you can lose a lot of money really quick. So, for the new guys starting out, you want to just skip news trades altogether. Once the news is released, wait for the market to show a direction again, and then get back to trading. The news trade short came in right here at the pullback here of the news after the news release. It's the way I trade it. And it was worth a few pips right there. There again, if you're new, don't even attempt to trade in the news. You'll get in a lot of trouble real quick. And then of course we had a higher low right here. You can see we have a higher low. Also, notice how the market still is respecting that trend line. That same trend line from earlier, here it is, still drawn out. Market bounced along it, hit the trend line here, bounced up as support, and we came right up again, made a new higher low, came right up in here to trap the bulls again. And so at the time, as soon as we broke above this, I typed this in here, are the bulls going to get trapped again? For those of you that was in the chat room, you would have seen that. So put the same, posted the same question there. So the market came back above this area of resistance, just like it did back here. And someone, hopefully no one in the chat room, actually bought right here and ended up having to sell. So just like the bulls got trapped back here, of course they got trapped again. And that kind of led us up to where we are currently at the close of our trading session. So that's how the market action went today. So got a couple good little scalps in there. Not a big profit day, but it's a Monday, and you've always got to be cautious when you're trading on Mondays. So hope y'all enjoyed the video, and have a good trading day.